The winds of change are around the corner for Europa Universalis 4, and with this DLC, we're presenting today Venice. Big thanks to Paradox for sponsoring this video. I'll be showing you guys why Venice is the most fun nation out of all the ones that have been revamped, and how much more fun it will be once we form Italy and we get that unique Roman Empire restoration flavor, because that's right, Italy actually has a Roman Empire path. Finally, after so many years of us asking for it, restoring the Roman Empire is back on the table, but only if you started off as the Venetians, so follow along carefully if you want to have an amazing Roman Empire yourself, and don't forget to use my link in the description if you like to get the DLC. Would really support the channel. Hey, if you click that link, I might even give you back the wallets at one point, okay guys? It's possible. No, I'm not doing that. Alright, so very important to note, guys, the Venetians do start with some debuffs now. Notably, we have our council mechanics here, and essentially, you don't want the council to get too much authority, because if they do, you're not going to be able to declare wars. You're going to be in a pretty bad state. We want to lower the authority of the council. The best way to do that is to always be at war, and that is one of my specialties, as you guys probably know. That's exactly why the first step of the campaign will be attacking Byzantium, taking over the Balkans, Anatolia, and the Italian peninsula. And if we get 8,000 likes on this video, we'll do the second part where we're going to push for the full Roman restoration as Italy. And hey, if we get 10,000 likes, I'll release that second part as soon as we get the likes. How's that sound, boys? Does that sound juicy? Let's take a little bit of a look at our new mission tree as the Venetians, because they definitely did get an expanded mission tree with some pretty serious missions. At the bottom of the mission tree, we have a little bit of a colonial path that the Venetians can go down on. Charter the far seas you get once you have your colonists, explorers, or quest for the New World idea, and that's going to allow you to compete with the other colonial nations and getting your first colonies in the New World with the extra 50% colonial range for 15 years. There's a lot of claims down this path, a lot of permanent modifiers such as global presence, one extra merchant till the end of the game as well, and trade steering, permanent claims on every coastal center of trade in India, and permanent claims on every center of trade in Malaya region. Suffice to say, this part here allows you to expand into Asia and into the New World very easily. Even Japan and China you get claims on, and more importantly, you get +2 local goods produced in the 2 spice islands, Ternate and Tidor, which means you're going to get insane amounts of money if you go for those regions early in the campaign. The central part of the mission tree revolves around your military. So we start with the Army of the Republic. We just need 1 general, 90% force limit, and 10 galleys, and that's going to give us some claims. Plus, it's going to give us some branching missions that I'm going to show you in a few moments. We have also a ton of permanent claims on Tuscany, Tyrol. We get new events over Milan and Florence, as well as permanent claims on the entire Italian peninsula. 1 extra diplo relations and unjustified demands reduction until the end of the game. A lot of unique playing toll modifiers, like unique abilities that will change what our buildings do, for example. We also get permanent claims on the areas around the Mediterranean. So for restoring the Roman Empire, it's actually significantly easier to do that, as the Venetians now, out of all the Italian nations, the Venetians are basically the strongest to do it and have essentially the way paved for them via the new mission tree and the events that they're going to get. You also get, for example, if you choose to go down the Golden Republic path, permanent 20 power projection, and you can change the name to the Golden Republic with new color and new ideas. It's essentially a brand new tag, to be fair. We can do the Scale of Power mission very easily. We just need to give 5 privileges to the nobility and get 60 loyalty afterwards from the nobility as well. We're going to summon the Diet and go for whichever nobility agenda we might have. We just need to get 30 prestige in order to get 50 admin points, and also to get the nobility to 60 loyalty. Alternatively, we can also just sell some titles and we can get 10% nobility loyalty. However, selling titles now gives us 5 council authority, so that means we're going to have above 90 council authority. So we're going to be close to not being able to declare wars anymore, because if this reaches max power, then you can see over there we get a lot of debuffs. As such, we're going to go down the prestige path. The other stuff we're going to do here is fairly easy. We're going to give the +1 mana points for all 3 of the privileges. Fairly standard start for the estates. Increased levies, all the other juicy stuff that we normally give out at the start of the campaign. Obviously, patronage of the arts for the extra prestige. We're still not at 30%. Obviously, burger economic freedom, together with the extra taxation and the bookkeeping, is not bad, but we want to keep the last slot available, actually, so we're not going to give out anything else. Also, let's not forget to seize crown loans, of course. Seizing crown loans also loses 5 count council authority, and estates that are exempt from seized land will not lose loyalty. That's why we did not lose loyalty with the nobility right now. I'm also going to go ahead and I'm going to delete the fort in Spalato because it's a very easy fort to take. I'm going to keep this here in order to bait the Ottomans into this province and then wipe out their army. Classic Ottoman strat. Has been around for many patches and still actually works. Actually, you know what? We could get 10 prestige from declaring statute and restraint of appeal. It's gonna piss off everybody that's surrounding us. Okay, so then let's just give one more privilege to the nobility in that case. France might not be bad, but they're gonna go to war with the English soon, so I'm not gonna bother with them too much. I want to get the Castilians, but I want to also get someone that's gonna help me out in Italy, so that would be Aragon. They're more likely to help me in Italy than the Castilians are. The Austrians, because they did not rival me in this particular save. Poland's gonna be a massive help as well against the Ottoman threat. We actually can get a permanent claim on Byzantium from Army of the Republic, but the 10 galleys is going to take a little bit longer than that, so I'm going to get the claim, and I'm also going to get the galleys at the same time for the other claims involved in there. Venice does get a new organization. It's like the Holy Orders for the Spaniards. It's going to give us 10 splendor every time we have one of these, and 1 base production in every province in that state, alongside dev cost reduction and institution spread. It truly makes Venice both a playing toll nation and a trade nation. So we have everything that we actually want from the Venetians. We can play toll, we can become the strongest trade republic by far, and we can do both of those whilst at the same time restoring the Roman Empire, okay? Now I know what you're thinking. Ludi, you cannot restore Roman Empire and play toll, bro. Shut up, nerd. Now, afterwards, every time we establish a new organization, Scuola Grande, we get 1 innovation, and we already got one from the mission itself, meaning we start the campaign with 1 innovativeness. Most of the top part of the missions revolve around building up. So for example, building up 4 buildings in Venice is going to give us a unique event. Building up a temple is going to give us another unique event that's going to boost up our temples and so on. Essentially, the top part is the playing toll part and the make Venice a ridiculously overpowered trade republic part as well. You know what? I think I'm going to get the burger loan so we can use that as our initial funds in the campaign against the Byzantines and against the Ottomans. Also use that to get our advisors, and let's declare statute and restraint of appeals. Boom. And that means now we can do the scale of power, enabling the Council of 10 government mechanics. This is going to lose 10 council authority, which is great because we want it to be as lower as possible. Remember that another debuff from the council is that it gives you minimum autonomy. We do have the Venetian arsenal as a brand new doctrine. I'm going to go, however, for the ship trade power plus 33% because 10% more cannons is not that big of a deal compared to the money we make from the ship trade power. Oh no, we've been excommunicated. Whatever can we do? Oh, I'm just gonna bribe the Pope and everything's gonna be fine. Go ahead and claim Athens, which has the highest development out of all the provinces here. Also gonna co-belligerate the Herzegovina and Wallachia. I'm not sure I'm actually gonna take anything from either of them. Yeah, we need to take this land for strategic Balkan having reasons. Oh, look at that. Cute little Naxos is actually gonna help me out. They're adorable, aren't they? Oh, and I can do this mission as well. Now, this is gonna allow me to see the branching missions. So check it out, boys. There's 3 different branches we can take. The first one, we get Cernida systems, which allow us to get special bonuses depending on which military advisor we get. Afterwards, modern warfare tactics gives free of cost force march, and you can get force march significantly faster. Second branching mission is the condottieri one. It only affects the mercenaries, and in my opinion is absolutely underwhelming since movement speed and assault ability is good, but again, only mercenary regiments, so not really worth it. The third one is the C1, discipline for the marine regiments, and then after you get until the end of the game, global trade power, ship cost, and naval traditions, plus you upgrade the monument for free for 1 level in Venice. I'd say the first one is of course the best one because it has the most powerful modifiers. We're gonna go down that path ourselves. Don't worry about this, they don't have the icon in just yet because I'm using an early access version. By the time that the game's actually gonna be out, you definitely will have an icon over here. And I also realized I forgot to get my 1 stability. Let's go ahead and get that now. A little bit late, but better late than never, right? Holy mother, Naxos is pushing it, man. Oh my god, they just went deep into the Byzantine army over there. My dude. Oh, calm down, Naxos. Calm down, boys. You know what? Seeing as Epirus has not yet gotten any allies, I'm gonna attack them just so I can have an easier time getting both of these provinces in the south. I'm opening up a lot of different fronts. I probably shouldn't be doing that, but we'll be fine, not to worry. You know, I actually just realized we have a 74-year-old leader who also is a a general. How is this man not dead is beyond me, dude. I mean, I get it. We do start with the Venetian government, which offers 25% average monarch lifespan increase. But still, it seems pretty strong if you ask me. Can we get this guy to 80? I don't think I ever got a leader to 80 years old. I could wait until I basically just finish with the Byzantine War to give back this one province of Arta to the Byzantines because it's their core. But the thing is, I don't really want to give it back to the Byzantines. It's going to take a lot longer to integrate the Byzantines, and I personally do not give a schnaps about a 4 extra aggressive expansion from taking Arta directly for myself, to be fair. A sad day for the Byzantines, but a great day for us because, yeah, we did what our Latin compadres did a few hundred years prior. We took back Constantinople. Of course, the peace deal is going to look very interesting. We will be vassalizing the Byzantines. Surprised to see Herzegovina, though, took longer to take down than the actual Byzantines took. So, yeah. They are attacked by the Serbians, and I could be using them to get a defensive war against Serbia. I'm not going to do it, though, because I need to focus on the Ottomans now. We want to attack them ASAP. Let's go ahead and do this peace deal quickly now. I'd like to order one Byzantine Empire, medium rare, please, to go if possible, and I think we got it. Okay, cool. So now we can transfer units over to the Athenian bit, because we're going to be attacking the Ottomans. How many troops they got? 38,000, and they probably can recruit a good 10,000 more. The plan is, of course, to bait them on one of our islands and then use our superior fleets to trap them there. And whilst they're trapped, we're going to be taking over the entirety of the Ottoman Empire, occupying everything and weakening them in the process. Let's make them our rivals as well whilst we're at it. And since we have 2 vassals, or better yet 2 subjects now, we can get strong duchies, getting 2 diplo relations extra, meaning we're not losing any diplo power for being over our diplo relation slots. Time to get a flagship going. It's going to be a light ship, trade power per ship and fleet +1, of course, because we are a trade nation after all. Fleet movement speed +1 to make a little bit of a faster escape if needed, and fleet morale +5% again to help with our Ottoman endeavors, as I like to call them. We're going to need a few more galleys as well, so let's get another, say, 5 galleys aside from the flagship. Holy mother of God, the Free Swiss Guard have a 6 shock 2 siege general. What? Alright, well, that looks like our brand new mercenary captain leader, doesn't he? Okay, why does Vlad the Impaler have 0 diplomacy and 5 military? I genuinely think this man should have 6 diplomacy. If not for his cunning tactics and widespread fame, we wouldn't have the knowledge of vampires. Okay, clearly the man needs to have 6 diplomacy. It's rigged. It's rigged. Paradox clearly hates Vlad the Impaler. The time is here, boys. We're gonna set Tirhala as the reconquest of CB for the Byzantines. We're also going to call in the Aragonese to use their fleets, and we're gonna promise to give lands to the Poles, and of course we shall not deliver on these promises. We're just doing it to make this a very easy war. We're also currying favors, so in the second war against the Ottomans, we might be able to call in the Austrians as well. And yes, in case you're wondering, our leader is a mere 77 years old. I mean, my man here, Doge Francesco Foscari, is just, he's ready. He's in charge of our armies, guys. He's actually in charge of our armies, and he's about to destroy every single Turk in his face, okay? Our fleets have also prevailed over the Ottomans, so let's make sure we have control of the Straits of Marmara if possible, and we can do our very first government reform here. I'm gonna go for virtues of Politeia, so we get the extra manpower that's gonna be necessary in our struggles to restore the Roman Empire. We also kind of took advantage of the fact that the Ottomans are actually right now at war with the Albanians. While they're busy sieging down these mountain fortifications, we should have an easy time taking over most of their country, and we got 8.8 innovativeness now, guys, so we're definitely working our way towards that juicy 100 innovativeness, which I suspect we're gonna get super fast if we play our cards right. I'm starting to get the vibe that the Poles are stealing all the glory and fame from this war, because they've basically wiped out half the Ottoman army, the one that's not sieging down Albania at least. So we're gonna need to up our game here if we're gonna immortalize Monsieur Francesco as the ultimate 77-year-old. Operation Siege Down the Balkans is done. Now it's time to go over to Anatolia. And yes, in case you're wondering, most of the heavy lifting was in fact done by the Poles. Oh, we got a little battle here. Looks like we had to kick some Akoyunlu bottoms. Oh, just Poland casually wiping out the last of the Ottomans army. Yeah? Boy, do I love having Poland on my side and not against me. Am I right, guys? Very important that we cancel the alliance that Akoyunlu has with the Ottomans, because we're going to be attacking the Ottomans pretty much instantly right after. So now that this is out of the way, we can do a peace deal with the Ottobroskis, which unfortunately took back their capital. So we're going to have to re-siege this. And it seems like Poland, I'm assuming. Yep, Poland white peace the Ottomans. Not surprised, they're getting besieged by the Bohemians, and they're getting their asses handed to them, so I'm gonna let them do their thing. I'm just gonna have my own little peace deal with the Ottomans. I'm gonna take Kostindil so I can release Bulgaria. I'm gonna take off Lona for myself. Little bit of money. This way we can pay off some of our debt, and we get 700 of that, so it's actually not too bad. And we can also get Biga. There you go. Not even any sort of a coalition. Boom, shakalaka don'ts. And the best part is we can attack them again by attacking Ragusa, which are getting guaranteed by the Ottomans. I do need to attack them with a reconquest war because I actually want to annex Ragusa. So what do I do here? I guess the Ottomans are going to have a few years to recover their economy and everything, considering that I'm not able to attack Ragusa instantly. All right, let's go ahead and embrace Renaissance now as well, and we can pay off some of our old loans. Nice. We have only one loan left. Core up all the newly conquered lands and seize some crown lands as well, which lowers our council authority by another 5, bringing it down to 37. Now, the lower we go with the authority, the harder it's going to be to lower it even more, so keep that in mind. We also can do one mission, embrace Neoplatonism. First option, we can get Monsieur Tiziano as an advisor and 2 innovativeness, or the second option is we get a little bit of a history lesson on the topic of Venice during the Renaissance. As it stands right now, second option actually doesn't give you any. It's literally just a piece of history lesson, which you can get from Wikipedia. So we're going to go for the first one, and maybe someone's gonna listen to my feedback and actually add something for the second option. That would be nice. That would be actually pretty cool, if you ask. Hey, we just became a great power. Are we the 8th? No, we are the 2nd great power in the world. Oh, it's because we accepted Renaissance and nobody else has. That makes sense. Okay, I was a little bit like, what the hell is going on here, boys? However, just to reinforce upon that a little bit, we will be attacking Serbia and Bosnia, and we'll be taking every single bit of land that they have, because everybody knows these are rightful Venetian clay, especially that juicy gold mine in Kosovo. Everybody knows that gold mine really belongs to us, doesn't it? I know there's a lot of Bosnians and Serbians watching this, so guys, just so you know, I love you all. Don't worry about it, okay? This is strategic improvement of these lands. Trust me on that, okay? This is how we make Serbia great again, okay? This is literally how we make Serbia great again. Step 1, wipe out the entire army, and then step 2, make it all Venetian, really. Okay, we've got Bosnia out of the way, and we're close to getting the Serbs. Taking out Serbia and Bosnia, and then after going back to the Ottomans means I get a cooldown with the Catholics and the Orthodox, and then after I take the Ottomans, I get a cooldown with the Muslims whilst I'm taking out the Milanese afterwards, right? Because of course, my next war after the next Ottoman war is going to be into the Italian peninsula. Looks like the Ottomans already are at work, and they still join my war. Oh, come on, really? No, Ottomans, you gotta join. Yes, I'm just gonna have to wait for the actual truce with the Ottomans before I attack them again. That's gonna give them a little bit of time to recover by 1471, but in that case, I can just attack the rest of the islands here. We can attack the Knights, for example, which are now in a trade league with the Genoese, and we can also maybe attack the Genoese for that matter. The Genoese have some juicy lands, as do the Milanese, and we can do some more missions by attacking the Milanese for that matter too. Okie dokie, one more nation out of the way. Oh, snaps, I don't want to core up Kostendili, actually cancel this one, because I'm going to be releasing from Kostendil a vassal. I'm going to release the Bulgarians as my vassal from there. In case you're wondering, I am strategically staying at war continuously so I can lower my council authority. The sooner you lower this to 0, the better. It's going to be very hard to actually keep it at 0, to be fair, but we're going to attempt our best, really. Now, see, this, I'm not sure if it's just a random event or if Mr. Tiziano actually gave us one stability from a specific Venetian event. Getting the trade from the Pope is going to be coming in massive handy. Plus, we're canceling their alliance with Naples, which we're going to attack afterwards. So this plays in pretty freaking well with our plans. Guess we should give a massive thank you to Albania for having an alliance with the Pope in the first place, right? So considering that Aragon actually went Republican, what I'm going to do is a little bit of a sneaky thing. I'm going to be attacking Naples. They're not joined by their ally, the French, because they have too much debt. I'm going to call on the Aragonese. I'm actually going to give them land. I'm going to take a couple of provinces for myself for just one, and I'll give as much as possible from the rest of these lands, and then hopefully the Pope's going to attack Naples when their truce is over, and that way I can just release Naples later and feed them back all the cores by attacking my former ally of Aragon. Or, since I have a lot of favors with Aragon and I'm going to curry more, once Naples is no longer around, I can just ask the Aragonese armies to give me the land themselves. The awesome bit about fighting Naples is that once you have their capital, you pretty much have the war score needed. Now the thing is, I kind of want to take the entire area here that is within the Venetian trade node, so I increase my trade power in my own node, and I backstab the Aragonese. I know it's super unexpected, I don't normally do this, but yeah, it's pointless for me to vassalize. I can just do one more war and take everything else from Naples in the second war. Plus, it's actually not that much of a coalition. Look at that, just Hungary, the Pope, Genoa, Wallachia, and Bologna. It's actually nobody important. So let's go ahead and do that now. And now we can consolidate our lands here. We can chill for a little time and maybe even have a quick war against Milan, since the Shadow Kingdom triggered and everybody in Italy is out of the HRE, meaning we don't need to worry about the Austrians, which are our allies, helping any of our enemies in a war. Also, let's not forget to release from Costendil our beloved Vassalium, Bulgaricus Maximus. Not forget to lower the autonomy everywhere that we can. And I'm gonna use my favors to increase the amount of trust I have with the Aragonese, so they don't cancel the alliance with us. They trust us somewhat means they're less likely to cancel the alliance, even though we technically did backstab them. I mean, we didn't give them schnapps, but it's fine. Don't worry about it. And it's that time of the day when we're gonna get another massive bonus from our mission tree. This time it's a mercantilism, navy tradition, and what do you know? Yet again, another mission. This is gonna allow us to expand the shipyard that we have in Venice, and we're gonna get a grand shipyard instantly, plus until the end of the game we get marine force limit plus 25 and sailor modifier plus 25%. That is massive. That means we're gonna be able to get a massive amount of marines now, up to 9 marines. Look at that, we have 17,000 sailors that we can convert into marines. We just need money because apparently that costed us a little bit of cash. That's fair. Go ahead and recruit said marines. We're gonna need them for strategic invasion purposes as we progress in this campaign. Now we got 2 more missions we can do. The Francocracy, which gives development in Constantinople, and for 15 years tolerance to the true faith and diplo power. We're gonna do this after we integrate Byzantium though, and the other mission as well, some more mercantilism. And if we have any extra mercantilism flowing over 100, we get 50 of each mana points in each category, so that's pretty good. But we don't have 100 mercantilism as it stands, unfortunately. Now I genuinely feel like the mission tree that the Venetians got is super fun compared to most of the other mission trees. Let's go ahead and speaking of fun, attack the Milanese for a quick cheeky war. We're gonna set Milano as the target, gonna call in Savoy because we plan on giving Savoy a lot of lands here. And yes, I'm also trying to be at war continuously to lower my... Wait a sec. Oh my god, is this a new sprite pack from Mantua? Holy mother of Chad Lords, is that new? When was this at? Dude, that is the sexiest sprite I've ever seen. Another unique event for the Venetians. Monte Nuovo is gonna give us 0.5 interest per annum reduction for 100 years. That means our loans are gonna be significantly better now. And the best part is that it happens in the early phase of the campaign when it actually matters most. Oh, was ist das? Ist eine Marinensteine Army? Ja, schnell. So the way that the Council of 10 works is essentially you have 3 different interactions, and every time you do one of them, you get increased crownlands, either for the nobility, for the burghers, or for the clergy, but you also get some bonuses. The bonuses that you get depend on which one of your factions is in charge. So if you have 51% influence or above for the aristocrats, you get certain bonuses. If you have it for the traders or for the guilds, you get other bonuses. So now we have the aristocrats, and that's going to give us 1 base manpower in Venice, claims on most provinces adjacent to us, and some marines alongside army professionalism and army tradition. I personally don't like doing any of these interactions because getting increased crownlands for the estates is a big no-no in my book. But things will change as we progress down our mission pack, because some of our initial missions will change how those mechanics work. And also, don't forget, use my link below if you want to get the DLC. Would really mean the world to me. I'm also in the process of getting Corsica as a diplo vassal. They're very likely to become a diplo vassal. I'm okay with that. I don't care about the aggressive expansion too much, but still, it's better to get these guys as a vassal than having to waste another probably like 7 aggressive expansion on taking this one province, right? Looks like Mantova is out of the way, so let's cancel that juicy alliance they got with the Hungarians and the one they have with the Milanese for that matter. Get the monies, trade power, war reparations, and apparently less monies is okay for them. There you go. Get out of my face, Mantova. Van give, and we can now diplomatically vassalization you, yeah? Chanel. Oh my god, the amount of rebels I'm getting is just actually ridiculous. Whoever said I'm a bad ally should be ashamed of yourself. Look at me giving Savoy the control of this province so that they can be the rightful owners of Saluzzo, just like they should have always been, okay? This is me being a good ally, totally not me trying to get rid of OPMs that would get aggressive expansion with me, okay? I'm just being a nice ally, that's all. Pretty Pepega, but I made a mistake. I gave 3 provinces to Savoy, and I took 2 for myself to release Parma in the hopes that I'm gonna release Milano afterwards, and I'm just gonna feed them, I'm gonna get the other 3 provinces via the core return interaction from the vassals. Let's do that now, actually. Coalition wise, it's really not that many nations. We're actually pretty decent with the coalition. However, we do have Bergamo and Brescia, which are Lombard Milanese cores. So if we were to release Milan, they would get these 2 provinces as well. So it wouldn't actually be that smart for me to release it now. Parma, on the other hand, is going to willingly become our diplo vassal because we did release them. So we have 100 extra relations from having released them in a peace deal. Look at that, they're more than happy to become my diplo vassal. It's just a matter of waiting a couple of months to get the relations to 190. I'm also going to do something that's not normal for me. I'm going to be taking quantity ideas as my idea set. Why am I doing that? Because remember, we have this mission here, and depending on which idea set we fully complete, we get different bonuses. So by going quantity, I'm going to make it so I have no cost for reinforcement. That is massive, guys. At the same time, I'm actually thinking maybe I should go defensive, because defensive means I'm going to get dev cost reduction, 25% manpower, and 20% defensiveness in every province with a fort. So that means we could potentially have a fort in every single province, and that would allow us to play toll, right? So if I was going to go for a playing toll campaign, I would definitely go defensive. But seeing as I'm going for a restoration of Roman Empire campaign, I'm going to be going for quantity, since I'm likely going to be using the army reformers a lot, and that's going to mean that I'm going to get 0 reinforcement cost. So financially, I'm going to be absolutely set for the rest of the campaign. Plus, another reason why I'm doing this is because quantity with trade, and trade is going to be my second idea, means I'm going to get another 15% goods produced, essentially making me filthy rich as well, not just a regular Roman Empire, but a filthy rich one. Your reign of terror is over, Ottomans. It's time for another war. That's exactly how Venetian people speak, in case you're wondering. Let's bring our fleet to the Strait of Marmara, and let's check how many units they've got. They've got 27,000. I really did not need to call in the Austrians. I don't know why I did that. I do like the fact that the Ottomans did try to resurge from the initial loss that they had against me. They managed to basically unify all of Anatolia, wiped out most of the other Turkic beyliks. But yeah, in this war, we're going to be taking all of the Bulgarian bits, give it back to our vassal, plus we're going to snake around here. These 2 islands we need for our mission, and we're doing this so we can get over to Hamid, from which we're going to be releasing our next vassal, of course, Karaman, which, look at this, they've got cores all the way into Antakya, Malatya, Aintab, because they previously wiped out Dulkadir and made cores on those lands. Before we go ahead and get the Age of Discovery ability for the Venetians, we're going to do another mission here all the way at the top. Promote the Carnival. Clicking on this, we have the ability to get 1 splendor generated by every level of our advisors until the end of the game. Second option, we still get the reward, and we also get to find out a little bit an insight about the history behind the Carnival and the celebrations at the San Marco Square. So there you go. We're getting an extra 3 splendor from Tiziano. Bad Venetians, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when we gonna schnapple dupe you? Bad Venetian, Venetian Marine. Oh yeah, babe. That's our new national anthem, in case you were wondering. Did not say this was difficult under any circumstance. So we're gonna give everything we need to give to the Bulgarians, and I'm actually gonna take Ichel, which is a little bit less than Hamid when it comes down to it. That also is gonna allow me to snake my way around here like that, courtesy of the fact that I gave Filipe directly instead of, you know, giving it from the return core province interaction. And that is a perfect deal as far as I'm concerned. Look at that. Almost nobody gives a shit about this from an aggressive expansion perspective. The capital of Europe, which is going to give us a trade depot in Venice, and we can do Promissioni Ducale. It's going to give access to tier 3 Promissioni Ducale. Government reform, boom shakalaka dons, is a unique reform for the Venetians, which allows you to lower corruption and get random candidate bonus +1, but it increases monthly council authority +0.1, so it's not worth it. Not even sure why this one increases the authority. I get why, but it just means no one's ever going to click this. You can also do 1 more tech. There you go, another 4 innovativeness, all the way up to 43 as it stands, and gonna get more as we progress. Sometimes opportunities come and go, and in our case here, the Hungarians are getting attacked by Bohemia, which in turn is getting attacked by Austria. Both are declaring on each other with the unification CB, so it's possible Austria is going to end up with the PU over Bohemia and Hungary from this war power, which means I need to be really careful. I'm kind of thinking of declaring on the Hungarians to at least grab a couple of provinces here to merge my lands, and that way I don't need to worry about accessing all of my Balkan holdings from Italy. However, another thing happened almost at the same time. Florence got excommunicado. So now it's significantly less aggressive expansion for me to take a buttload of provinces in Venice, since we have claims on a lot of these provinces here. And I think I'm definitely going to be going for the Florentine provinces, since 50% aggressive expansion for this is an actual no-brainer, really. Let's face it. Also, guys, very valuable when you get this event, make sure that you restrict the power of the 10 so you get monthly council authority reduction. Otherwise, it can end up pretty bad. I also started integrating my smaller vassals in Parma and Corsica because it's faster to integrate them compared to integrating Byzantium and Bulgaria, and this way we get extra diplo relation slots. Right now we're actually struggling with diplo relation slots, so that's going to give us +2, which is a big win in my opinion. And how was I able to do that whilst I was at war? Well, my vassals are not at war because I enabled scutage, which means they do not join in my wars, and the requirement for you to integrate a vassal is simply to just make sure they are not at war. And the peace deal is here. Check it out, boys. With the Funk So brother, only minimum amount of nations would join in a potential coalition, and we're basically getting half of central Italy, the richest, best parts of Italy, because they are excommunicated. So of course we're getting 50% less aggressive expansion. It is one of the best things ever when you just wait for a nation to get excommunicado and you just snipe on over when that happens and take the schnapps for yourself like any good ruler would, right? That being said, we're likely not going to be expanding in Italy for a while, so we have to focus on Hungary if they're not in priority. They're not. Oh, schnapps. Oh, I see. Bohemia lost the war against Hungary because they lost the war against Austria and became a union under Austria before they could enforce on the Hungarians. That is actually really good for me. That is genuinely really good. So the next war is going to be Hungary to get a couple of provinces here, and then afterwards, time for the Mamelukes. We've secured a little bit of war score from the Hungarians. The Austrians are really close to getting the capital, and then they're going to have above 60 war score, so they're going to actually be able to get the union over Hungary. I don't want to push it. I don't want the Hungarians to become a union, and then I have to fight the Austrians, my ally, right? So I'm going to take what I can. I'm going to take Zagreb and the other two provinces, which is essentially the entire Croatia state. Take as much money as I can, and that's it. Aggressive expansion, it's also not too bad. Yeah, so now we've got a connection through the entirety of our Italian lands all the way up to almost the border with the Mamelukes. And yes, I know what you're thinking. Now we're actually going to be chilling. I'm also, I'm starting to build up the Doge's Palace. We need to get this to level 2 to do another one of our missions. You know what? I can even invest a little bit of money in this. Why not? Screw it. There you go. Make this a little bit faster. Maybe a little bit of manpower too, since we're not going to be at war for a while. And since we are at peace, I just upgraded my Venetian city a few more times, 8 times upgraded, and we've got prosperity, so we can do a new pilings, which is going to give us yearly tax income plus 25 flat. I should have done this before. Oh my god, I paid like an extra 500 ducats. Oh my god, I am just the smallest brain man. How did I not even think about that? Like, actually, how did I not think about that? We also got a new level 3 production efficiency advisor, 75% cheaper, so of course we're going to be getting this guy as our new advisor. Level him up to level 5 as soon as possible, which is going to give us 5 splendor alongside being super cheap. We can also do Sempiterni Compagnie, which is going to give us again 100 admin and an artist, level 3, 90% cheaper. What the hell? Okay, that is just ridiculous. This guy is going to be like 2 ducats at level 5. Holy mother, man. Also, the Basilica dei Santi Giovanni e Paolo is going to give us a cathedral in Venice, meaning we're getting a frack ton of money now, 60% extra local tax. This is a level 19 admin tech building that we're getting very early on in the campaign. And it's not over because as soon as we get a little bit more income, we can do this other mission, which is going to give us a new upgrade for the Council of 10 interaction, much needed one for that matter. Just like the Expand the Doge's Palace is going to fix our crownland issues when using the Council of 10 interactions. Wait, what? Austria broke the alliance. Oh my god, they rivaled me. You actual muppets. I had so many favors with you. Oh, and of course, Mantua expanding like crazy. They just wiped out Bologna. This game really loves to do this to me. I said I'm gonna chill, and Spoleto got excommunicado. So, yeah, we're not chilling anymore. I'm gonna call in Savoy, give Savoy parts of Florence over here and parts of the Papal States so that we reduce Florence and the Papal States to OPMs afterwards. Bro, I swear, the AI actually loves me. Look at that. They just excommunicado Florence as well. So in the grand scheme of things, taking all of Florence's provinces too, only 26 aggressive expansion. Sure, we might get France in a coalition, but if we just wait till the end of the year, we can peace out without any actual issues. And without the French being able to join in a coalition. 1st of January, and as I was saying, the French are not here. The rest of those do not give a schnaps. The best part is that we can also release the nation of Provence from here and use them to give back all the French corps that they have whenever we're ready to attack the French, because unfortunately they did ally the Ottomans, so we will have to eventually fight against the French. They got the Franco-Ottoman alliance. One thing to take note of is that whenever we get the guilds in charge and over 51 influence, what happens with the Council of 10 is we don't lose crownlands for the interactions, and they're actually not bad. So we lose 3 Republican tradition, however, alongside the mana points, but we get 50 government reform power, for example. We get 2 mercantilism and 25 prosperity in a random state, and we also get marines alongside manpower flat and council reduction. So I'd say those 2 are not so bad. Prosperity 1 is not bad too with the mercantilism, but I'm not gonna do it. We'll be fine. Yeah, we'll be fine. We do have increase in council authority now, so we need to take advantage of the 0 autonomy whilst we're at it, right? Waiting to get military tech 7 before I do any more expansion, and also for the monument to finish in Venice so I can continue down my mission path. So I'm gonna use this a little bit more here. Let's see, twice, 3 times. Boom, that's the 3rd, and that means we can do a modern banking system alongside expanded Doge's castle. Boom shakalaka. Land controlled by estates changes by 5%. We also lose 25 council authority and get 100 diplo power. And modern banking system is going to give us a flat amount of money, as well as we're going to lose less Republican tradition when interacting with the Council of 10. We lose 2 Republican tradition rather than 3, and we're going to lose less crownlands because we also got the Doge's palace expanded. To do the rest of the missions, we also need to get the arsenal to level 2, so that's going to be on my to-do list up next. Not to worry, we have a total income of 152 balance right now, so we're making actual bank. Gotta say that with the new mission tree, the amount of trade power and overall wealth and strength that the Venetians have has quadrupled since before the update. As you guys know, I'm a big advocate of starting my golden era around the 1480s, 1490s, which is why I did it as well now. And let's go ahead and get military tech 7. You know what else I realized? I can get the mausoleum of Halicarnassus up to level 3, which is going to give me another monarch lifespan plus 10%. Couple that up with the other 25% that we already have and the splendor bonus, and we're gonna be absolutely overpowered, bro. Again, 64% siege. Can you actually... Oh my god, 78%. Please, game. Please. Come on. That's what you get, Mamelukes, for trying to hold on to your forts, you scumbag. How dare you make me last up until 78% to take a fortification. You're horrible, okay? You're the worst, Mamelukes. I feel like Aragon might be a little bit in trouble here. Yeah. So, the enemies are basically focusing 100% on Aragon, which I didn't expect. They actually lost a few battles, so there's that. Now, explain this to me. This went up to 42%, insanely fast compared to the other fortification we had to struggle for. Sometime RNG giveth and RNG taketh away. That is for sure. Oh, come on, Aragon. You actually pieced out, boys. That's a-okay. At least I don't have to share the loot with you, do I now, Aragon? Alright, we got enough war score from the Tunisians. I'm gonna take just a few provinces. Like I said, I don't want to be too greedy with this because I really mostly want to take stuff from the Mamelukes in this particular war. As for the Mamelukes, I'm taking Sadi because we want to release Syria and feed them afterwards, of course. These 2 provinces for my missions and the Tripolitanian areas. Best part is that there's actually not many nations too pissed with us because we didn't take that many high development provinces. Most of these are 3, 6, 4, 5 development provinces, and these are all required to restore the Roman Empire, more importantly. Now, we're gonna have to develop these lands after we core them up a little bit to do those missions, but at least we have them, and now we can start getting ready for the next war against the Ottomans. That's gonna be the juicy war, because remember, we're gonna have to fight both the Ottomans and the French in this one, but we will need to stabilize our country a little bit, get rid of the rebels before we do attack. And we can also upgrade this level 2. It's significantly cheaper because of the urban expansion and monument improvements modifiers. I love the smell of overextension in the morning. Oh, by annexing Cyprus, we actually get permanent claims on the Delta and Aleppo, and I just realized I'm coring this. I was not supposed to do that. That was a mistake. Once we do get the Delta and Aleppo areas, we get trade steering plus 10% permanent, as well as center of trade upgrade and investment costs for trade companies reduction too. And I never realized how powerful this interaction can be, or we're getting some significant amounts of manpower from this. I mean, actual amounts of manpower from this interaction. It reminds me a little bit of the old Russian mechanics, if you guys remember, when you got a flat amount of streltsies back in the day. So the Council of 10 is kind of really bad at the start, but as you progress and you improve it with your mission tree, then the Council of 10 becomes really, really powerful. And what do you know? We have Leonardo da Vinci, a level 3 production efficiency guy that was born. We get this because we own the Tuscan areas. And of course, we're gonna make Monsieur da Vinci our new advisor. The best part is that we're actually making more money than the Ottomans and the French together right now. So this should be interesting. This should be really, really interesting. I think Caraman's the most development. So let's set Caraman as the reconquest of Corsi B. We're of course just gonna have a very quick dash against the French. We don't really want to be actually fighting the French right now. We just want to get them out of the war. The Ottomans are basically a cakewalk. 26,000 units is nothing. It's literally one of our 4 armies right now. And there goes half of the Ottoman army. Absolutely devastado. Time to chase them down before they actually manage to recover from that. Wait a second. Is this what they mean by Turkish carpet? Well, that's a great option right there. Naval force limit plus 10% until the end of the game, or 1 stability. I'm gonna go for the naval force limit. Thanks a lot. I know what you're thinking. You should probably wait a little bit longer till you can cancel their alliance with the Ottomans. I got Karaman back, so we basically have 100% war score. Let's go ahead and give this to, not Venice. We're gonna give this to Karaman. Boom, 1 and a 2. There you go. 96 war score. If we give it to Karaman, that means we can take a little bit of money too. Or, alternatively, we can cancel the alliance they have with the French from this peace deal, and we can also take Hungary, which should have a core of Eretna. Yes, it does. So then we can release Eretna for the next war as well, and then feed Eretna the rest of the Ottoman lands that we have not yet fed our other vassal, Karaman. We're gonna fully annex Genoa, but before that, I also want to give Savoy a few lands in the Swiss parts, so we get them a lot of aggressive expansion. Maybe we can even get a coalition to trigger against them, which in turn, I'm gonna cancel my alliance, and maybe the coalition is gonna release Milan, and then I can munch into what's left of Milan afterwards. Just using my brain, really. What the hell? The HRE has 4 reforms? Oh my god! Well, that plan didn't work to full effect because Savoy only wants these 2 provinces. Now that this war is done, however, we're going to be pushing on back into the Mamelukes once more because we really need to consolidate our hold into North Africa. I'm going to be attacking Mantova, and I'm going to be co-belligerating the Papal State so I can actually take back my rightful Papal clay. Jesus, man, we're getting this event every 3 years. It kind of feels like getting this every 3 years is a little bit of you know, it's a little bit powerful, but I'm not going to complain about this because Venice does need at least something that makes it remotely powerful with this particular interaction, right? Getting this every 3 years is actually pretty balanced in my opinion. Oh, the Aldine Press gives us some more prestige and admin points as well. Oh my god, I got way too many admin points. Suffering from success with the Leo da Vinci being level 5 and everything else coming into play, we are swimming in mana points right now. Look at that. We can get admin tech 10, which means we can form Italy whenever we are at peace, and we've got the city of Rome. You know what? I'm gonna get admin ideas because I plan on restoring the Roman Empire, so I'm gonna need to make my core creation cost a little bit cheaper. Nice attempt at trying to get away from me, Mantova, but that's not gonna cut it, sir. Hey, with Byzantium integrated, we also can become an empire now, which makes all of our Italian provinces accepted cultures, so we can use our accepted culture slots for Bulgarians and Serbs, or actually for Turks, better yet, because we're gonna have a lot more Turkish provinces in a few moments. I'm also gonna be using some of my mana points to get 20 professionalism, and in return we can do the Cernida system, which as of now means we're gonna pay no more cost for reinforcing our units as long as we have a Grand Captain, Master Recruiter, or Army Organizer as our advisor. And in order to get modern warfare tactics, we just need to get some more soldiers, households, regimental camps, and have 200,000 soldiers in the field. Since we have all the requirements met here, we can also become a thalassocracy, or we can get the benefits from that, which offer 1 extra merchant, government reform progress, light ship costs, naval tradition, and so on. Massive bonuses. The best one, of course, is the extra merchant, so we can continue to funnel into our Venetian and Genoese node, where we are right now the majority holder and soon to be only holder of the nodes. You know, it just occurred to me, I actually teched up without getting colonialism first. I'm very special, okay? I'm just gonna put it out there. I'm clearly very special. Problem now is that Mantua has been developing like crazy. crazy. I mean, look at this. Ferrara has been developed 10 times. Mantova itself another 8. Bologna another 8. Taking all 4 of these provinces will cause a massive coalition, boys. So, we gotta be thrifty with this, okay? Only 25 aggressive expansion is equal to no coalition, and it makes it so much easier for me to actually diplo-vassalize all 3 of these. Look at that. They all 3 want to be my vassal, and I'm not taking the heat for it. As for the Tunisian war, since I'm not one of the main targets, I don't want to take double the AE for this, so I'm just gonna white piece some or take some money. Wait, what? This changes the culture and religion in Constantinople? No way! Oh, that is so cool. So we made Constantinople Venetian and Catholic. Oh my god, that is actually delicious right there. So also not forget to make this a full state for that matter and lower the autonomy in these provinces right afterwards. If you thought playing toll is not the main theme of Venice though, check it out. Ministers of Waterways gives 25% dev cost reduction in Venezia. Oh my god, dude. Holy mother. This is 40 development and it's only 89 to dev this up. This is not even with encouraged development edict and not even with expanding infrastructure. So if we do that, that's going to be insane. Actually insane. Boom shakalaka, we reached 205 income and we're starting to ramp up massively now actually. We don't even have enough of the share in Genoa and we're getting 200, which is wild actually, because Genoa has the potential to reach 150 value by 1550 if we play our cards right and we transfer most of this into Genoa or Venice, but I kind of feel like I like Genoa more. Problem is that obviously I don't have as much of the share in Genoa as we have in Venice. So of course for now we're filtering it all in Venice. Holy mother, we can have up to 53 Marines, dude. 50 freaking 3 Marine. I need to have an actual dedicated Marine army. Like genuinely just one army that is only Marines that I can use whenever I need to. We can get our tier 8 government reform, and because we did get the thalassocracy, we can enact it as well in the reforms, and that means we can establish trade protectorates and we get a ton of other massive bonuses along the way too. And we're back at it at war with the Mamelukes. So our new and improved national ideas also give us a Marine Force limit and national sailor modifier plus 43%. So yeah, we can have up to 69 Marines now. And this right here is exactly why I love playing as Venice. Look at all the lands we're taking. 92 aggressive expansion, but because we've been dodging between Orthodox, Catholics, Muslims, different culture groups, we're not actually getting any coalition against us, and that is just the beauty of it. Ew, the French are kicking Castile's ass. Oh, that is not a pretty sight right there. I'm gonna miss this interaction when I form Italy. It's kind of the only reason right now I'm not forming Italy, because I will lose the Council of 10 when I do form it. It's gonna be sad, but it's gonna be also good because, you know, Italy has unique flavor towards restoring the Roman Empire, and that's kind of the theme of today's video, let's face it. Seriously, this has to have been the fastest war we ever had against the Autobroskis and allies. Looks like we just got a brand new facelift, and oh, holy shit, man, we're literally getting no aggressive expansion by being smart and using our vassals cores. That is just juicy as snaps, dude. Oh, look at that. The Commonwealth just formed. Oh my god, we have Eastern Europe in the bag because we can also get an alliance with the Muscovites whenever we want to. More importantly though, once this war is done, we can get the areas that we need from Karakoyunlu to form the Roman Empire, so we never need to worry about expansion into the east again. Since we can't take all the areas we're interested in, just one war, I guess you could say that we're stepping into the footsteps of our ancestors, since the Romans did have quite a few conflicts in these particular areas, didn't they? First, you heard about the 64% siege. Now we got the 85% siege, a great improvement over the previous one. Help me, please. I also want to point out that another reason why I'm not actually switching over to Italy is because I want to get modern warfare tactics, and we're really close to getting it, right? And we want to get this so we can take advantage of it until the end of the campaign. Also going to push for this so we can finish it a little bit faster, and then we can start making galleasses. There you go, that's done. Level 3 Venetian arsenal, which means now we can build a unique ship for the Venetians, the galleass, which is a unique galley that has an extra 20% more combat ability. France thought that they're really smart when they allied the Ottomans again, but guess what? They're not. We're gonna use this this pretext to get a shorter truce with the Ottomans, and in this war, we're just going to be taking the southern parts of Italy from the French. 67 aggressive expansion, but because it is Naples, so nobody gives a schnapps, it's a different culture group, and it's all the way in the south of Italy. I didn't even realize that the French vassalized the Pope. When the hell did that even happen? And we're being a little bit pushy here. We're using barrages left and right, but we kind of have to do so when you fight the French. They're pretty strong still. They are the French, so we need to barrage, take these forts, and wipe their troops before they get a chance to fight back. Can I really not even catch a break in France, man? 71%, like actually again. Oh, it didn't even fall at 71% because why would it, right? By the way, guys, whenever I'm allowed to show you guys the save, which is going to be on the 8th of May, I'm going to make it available to all my patrons and channel members. So if you're interested in getting the save for yourself, you can check the Patreon or become a channel member. Would really appreciate it and would help out the channel massively. And hey, you get to play the same save that I play and experience the massive pain of 80% sieges yourself. I don't know if this is just me, but I absolutely love saying the province of Plateau. Yeah, it sounds sexy. I don't know why. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm just one of those weirdos. Doesn't really sound the same when you say it for France, does it? For Paris. Paris? Definitely not the same. Come on, France, lay down your arms and pull down your pants. Wait, what? If I actually had control of this siege, I would have assaulted by now. But Savoy's the one in charge, so we waited for 226 days for a freaking 700 garrison fort. Anyway, so we're gonna take a Narbonne aside from the southern provinces because we want to release Toulouse afterwards. We take a little bit of money too. Not max, but we can take close to max, and that's not too bad of a coalition act. Look how beautiful we are. Oh my god, this is delicious. And it's Jover, boys. We got the tertios. We're gonna be schnapple-dooping with our guns, everybody, because nobody else has guns except us right now. This is our moment to shine. And also, yes, we have the sexiest of sprites imaginable. I know, I'm aware. Hey, 300 total income. We haven't even started lowering the autonomy though. Holy mother. I'm gonna be canceling my alliances now with Savoy and with Aragon. Before anything though, I want to show you guys something. So I made a save game. I put it on the side so I can reload the old save game. And I want to show you what it's like when you form Italy. So we're going to click here, get the new traditions and ambitions. And that means we don't have the Council of 10 mechanics anymore. However, we do have the new Italian mission tree, which has two paths. The path of trying to stay as Italy or the path of restoring the Roman Empire. There's a lot of missions included in this. So for example, Worthy Navy is going to give us a ton of claims on pretty much all of the Tunisian parts and the islands here. As you progress, you get a lot more stuff. Like, for example, here you get the option of going for permanent condottieri abilities or land fire damage flat plus 10%, which is massive, especially in the mid to late game when you have fire units like we have right now. You get a ton of unique permanent modifiers like Complete Risorgimento that offers Diplo reputation, dev cost reduction until the end of the Age of Reformation, again aggressive expansion impact reduction, and a few other things there. Every time you sell titles, you get an extra 25 admin, and overall your provinces lose 50 in autonomy. You get some branching missions here based on whatever choice you want to go for when it comes to your trade. But the real juicy part is on the left side. So rightful heirs, whenever we get 45 provinces within the Italian region, we need 5 more provinces, which is why I'm not actually doing Italy now. I'll do it in the second part of this campaign whenever we get the light goal, and that's going to allow us to choose to go down the Roman path, which gives us a unique Roman casus belli to take back all previous provinces of the Roman Empire. Then we get permanent claims on all previous Roman Empire provinces, including all of the Balkans, all of Gaul, all of Hispania or Iberia, permanent claims. And then you get core creation cost minus 5% till the end of Age of Reformation. Until the end of the game, you get a lot of permanent governing capacity. Constantinople gets permanent yearly tax income as well as a lot of other bonuses there, and you increase the reclaim Latin legacy modifier by another 50 governing capacity and tolerance of the true faith. So that's 100, 200 from the reconquest of Africa, and another 50 from reclaim legacy, with another 50 by getting the Holy Roman submission, with another 100 from destroying the HRE. So overall you get around 500 more governing capacity from this mission tree if you decide to go down the Roman settlement path. There you go, permanent claims on all of France, and as well as, oh, another 100 governing capacity. Okay, so you get 600 permanent governing capacity. What the schnapps, man. And another 50 plus max absolutism plus 5%, or a lot of other different unique modifiers. Yearly naval tradition, combat penalty when landing -2 as well, permanent until the age of absolutism. And from the Eternal Rome, you get all roads lead to Rome, which offer local dev cost modifier -25% in Rome. And then you also merge all the previous modifiers, keep all the bonuses, plus you get core creation cost -5% and yearly absolutism permanent, and another 10 permanent power projection once you've unified the Roman Empire. You also can get until the end of the game prestige and aggressive expansion impact reduction, and the Lost Legion mercenary company, and even war score versus other religions -10%. So that means Venice going down the Italian path and forming the Roman Empire gets a huge amount of bonuses towards doing a world conquest afterwards, which is why I was thinking we'll leave the first part here as it is, then the second part we form the Roman Empire in one video, and then if we get enough support on the second video, we can do the third one and the final one where we take the Roman Empire and we conquer the whole world. I want to do this as a special thing because 1.37 is a very special patch that I really want to show my appreciation towards. Don't forget, guys, to check my link in the description to get the DLC for yourself. Would really mean the world to me and help out the channel massively. And don't forget to leave that like. Until the next time, be safe, and I love you guys. And I want to give a massive thank you to all of my patrons, channel members, and Twitch subscribers. I would not be able to do this without all your support.